once you think you got it, you're about to get it. So I think, you really, you don't want to say, I've got it. You want to keep developing and getting better.
We're here to the right, Stephen Woods.
Julian, kind of to that point, your first month as a starter here comes to an end. It feels like they kind of brought you along gradually, week in and week out. What's the most important lesson you learned during your first month as a starting quarterback?
Yeah, I think there's so many lessons learned throughout just how to play the position and how to take care of the football in certain situations. And I think I'm still developing in a lot of areas, but I think I think the growth from the past month has been good, but we're still getting better.
Over to the left to Cameron T. Robinson.
Julian, we've heard from other quarterbacks in the past, Will, CJ, just how hard Ryan is on quarterbacks and the excellence he demands. I'm curious what that's like for you to go through on a day-to-day basis and how that makes you better and consistent on a weekly basis.
Yeah, he coaches the position really well. In practice, he's very tough on us, and he wants to bring the best out of us. So, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's definitely very intense for the quarterback, and it makes your job a little bit easier on Saturdays because you have that pressure. And Tuesday and Wednesday, you're playing the game throughout the week. You're visualizing the game, you're playing the game, you're visualizing playing against the best teams in the country. I mean, you've got Caleb down, Sonny Styles, and Coach Patricia over there. So I think I think the competition in practice and the intensity that Coach Day brings is what helps the quarterback.
We'll go over here to the right to Dylan Davis and then to Tim May.
Julian, your deep ball looks fantastic this year. Obviously, you've been on a lot of good ones. Obviously, there's a ton of work that goes into that throughout the week, but is that something that's almost like it's a natural talent to be able to throw the ball like that and drive it like you do, or is that just purely a product of working on it? And have you always had that ability, I guess, even going back to high school?
Yeah, I think we focus a lot on it as a quarterback room and as an offense. Coach Day, we've talked about it a lot throughout the summer and throughout the spring. We practice those a lot, and we kind of have a marker where we're going to leave it. And the receivers do a great job of kind of holding their line and then making the play. The offensive line does a great job blocking. So I think it's all a collection just the work we put in the off season and the summer.